Support for tonight's program was provided by Les Schwab Tire Centers, where doing the right thing matters. Experience the Les Schwab difference at your neighborhood Les Schwab Tire Center or visit us on the web at leschwab.com.
Welcome to the Salem-Keizer Public Schools 23rd Annual Indian Education Graduation Ceremony. I'm Yelena Cole. I'm the Secretary of the Parent Advisory Council for the Salem-Keizer Public Schools Indian Education and a member of the Choctaw Nation. I'd first like to thank Willamette University and their staff for hosting this event on their beautiful campus and for their endless support. I'd also like to thank the Salem-Keizer Indian Education Department, staff, and Parent Advisory Council members for the many hours it took to coordinate and organize this year's graduation celebration in order to honor the success of our students tonight. Before we begin, please turn off or silence all your cell phones. Throughout the ceremony, in honor of tradition, you will be asked to stand, if you are able, and to remove your hats during times of honor, such as the entrance of our color guard, singing of the national anthem, and the invocation, to name a few. Our host drum for tonight is the All Nations Drum. Our color guard this evening is from the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. Singing the national anthem is J.C. Rogers, a student of the Indian Education Program and daughter of Shelby Mayers, our Indian Education Program assistant. It's a true honor to have J.C. tonight with us, as she has overcome many medical challenges, yet continues to inspire all of us with her strength and endurance. For the invocation this evening, we have Mr. John George, a member of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. Throughout the evening, you will notice our guests will be gifted by our Indian Education Parent Advisory Council student representatives, Madison Cole and Natani Waller, as a thank you and appreciation of their support and friendship. If you will please stand at this time as they drum in the color guard, followed by our graduates.
Yeah! Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ohayim. Nagatilikam. Pishik. Nikanim John George. I'm the Tribal Council Secretary for the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. It is an honor today to stand before you to give the blessings to each and every one of you, your families, these beautiful high schoolers that have graduated now, becoming young adults. So I want to thank you. My Nagatilicum is the Riggs and the Norwest. I am Rogue and Umpqua from the Rogue and Umpqua people and the Hoopa people. I thank you for this honor this evening to give blessing upon each and every one of you and your families. Our Saklahi Taiwawa, our Creator and Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day you have given us. Today, we also ask a blessing upon our veterans. Lord, also the day this weekend that we come to celebrate the services that they have sacrificed. We ask a blessing upon those who have served, who have lost the families, who have lost the lives of their loved ones, to the ones who are serving, and also to the ones that are yet to serve. We ask that your hand of protection be upon them. Today, this evening, is to celebrate our young ones who are turning into adults, to venture out into a world that sometimes that we see is not as friendly as the old days. So that we see that they've accomplished so much, and to achieve what they have to do is to go out into that world, to make a difference, to help change lives, and to touch people's lives. We thank you for the sacrifices of their families, also of giving of their time, and our grandparents, who all have taken the time to raise up these beautiful, beautiful men and women that are to receive an accomplishment of what they have worked so hard to achieve. So in this day, I ask a blessing upon them and a covering of protection, Lord, and also to, as they venture on, to possibly even go on to further their education, to fill their minds with knowledge. Because it is today that we rely on our young ones now to come up behind us as our elders and our adults, how we've worked in this world, and to contribute what we have accomplished and to further it, and even see of how they can build a better way for future generations to come. So in this, as we all stand humbly and proud of who we are, where we come from, and to make a difference. So in this, we are such grateful and humble people. In your name, amen.
At this time, we'd like to go ahead and have our student representatives gift our color guard and our All Nations Drum team. Thank you so much for your participation. At At this time, I'd also like to thank JC for singing the national anthem. She did a fabulous job. And John, thank you for your prayer. Thank you. You may take your seats, please. Okay, may I go ahead and have Raina Myers and Valina Howard please come to the stage? So Raina and Valina have helped us secure Willamette University for this big day for our students, and we couldn't have done it without them. They've been here during several evenings long after their workday has done. So I just really want to say thank you and show how much we appreciate them. Raina is the Native American Programs Administrative Program Coordinator, and Valina is the Director of Indigenous Partnership Programs of Willamette University. So if the students would go ahead and gift Raina and Valina, that would be great. At this time, we're going to hear a few words from Valina.
Hello. My name is Valina Howard, as she just said, and I'm going to introduce myself in my Navajo. Yat e kwasana she e Valina Howard yanshia, kia ani nishle, but atni bashishchin, tutajitni e dashanella, nakaidene e dashache. As she said, I am the director of the Indigenous Partnership Programs, more specifically the Salem-Keizer Partnership Program and the Chamawa Indian School Partnership Program. I started off by saying my clans, which recognizes where I come from and what makes me Diné Athabaskan. I also do so to make intentional space to honor my ancestors and my people. I would like to honor now the Indigenous people of this land by reading our land acknowledgement. We are gathered on the land of the Kalapuya, who today are represented by the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde and the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians, whose relationship with this land continues to this day. We offer gratitude for the land itself, for those who have stewarded it for generations, and for the opportunity to study, learn, work, and be in community on this land. We acknowledge that our university's history, like many others, is fundamentally tied to the first colonial developments in the Willamette Valley. Finally, we respectfully acknowledge and honor past, present, and future Indigenous students of Willamette. With this, I believe this day is a beautiful day in history. We have history makers in this room. First, our 2019 graduates, our host drum, who are preserving and bringing life to our cultural roots, and to all of you in the audience who have persevered in different ways, and some against great odds, to keep our ways and ensure a brighter future. We as a people are a strong people. So I find it very appropriate to have our Salem-Keizer graduates on this land, in this space, to acknowledge where they come from, and to celebrate this momentous accomplishment in their lives. So with this, on behalf of Willamette University, I warmly welcome each graduate, their family and friends and supportive community members to Salem-Keizer's 2019 Indian Education Graduation Celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Valina. So this year, we have 82 students who have completed high school, not all of which are here this evening. However, we would be remiss not to mention them and note how proud we are of them all. This class has a particularly high percentage of Indian education students who have participated in many program activities such as summer school, the enrichment programs, tutoring, cultural and family nights, and school meetings supported by the Indian education staff. Some students have been participating since their preschool years. It's exciting to see the growth in these students, the families, and the program itself. Many people were instrumental in helping our graduates reach to this point, to include parents, of which we thank for your support and success of your students' academic endeavors. Elders, we thank you for your guidance, continuous words of wisdom, patience, and mentorship. We have several distinguished guests in attendance this evening. If you will please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all names have been called. I'd also ask for you to hold your applause until all distinguished guests have been introduced. Cynthia Richardson, Director of Student Equity Access and Advancement. Olga Cobb, Director of Pre-K through 12. Jesse Lippold, School Board Director. Sonia Moody Hirado, Education Specialist with Confederated Tribes of Siletz. Lakota Oyataki Team. This is a group of volunteers that have given thousands of hours making the 4th grade Dentalium necklace kits and the heirloom quality Pendleton wool graduation stoles being awarded to our graduates tonight. The local tribal councils, we want to thank you as well. We are honored to have each one of you here and to be a partner of ours. All volunteers and students who have helped by making necklaces, by giving prayer, by singing the national anthem, and by helping us put this event together tonight. The Indian Education Parent Advisory Council members, Yolanda Garcia, the chair, Kathleen Balbaneda, vice chair, Annalie Sandoval, treasurer, Jackie Vargas, Susie Hosey, our community representatives, Madison Cole and Natani Waller, our student representatives, Tim Berry, Grand Rod tribal representative, Becky Eastland, teacher representative. Also, our Indian education staff members, Shelby Mayers, program assistant, Carly Foster, cultural resource facilitator, Lon Cook, cultural resource facilitator, and Flora Hasvika, our office coordinator. A special thank you to the Siletz Tribal Charitable Contributions Fund. These funds were allocated to purchasing this evening's food, printing costs, and materials for the Pendleton stoles. We appreciate their continued support of our Native students and programs. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge the Balbaneda family and those who supported them in beating the feathers in which each graduate will receive tonight. The Indian Education Program could not function and succeed without the support of each and every one of you standing here. We are forever thankful for your partnership and appreciate all that you give in order to see our children flourish. Thank you. Our graduates have reached a milestone in their lives where they will have more responsibility, independence, and have to make many decisions on their own as adults. The decisions and paths they choose in the next few years will impact the rest of their lives. Graduates, that's you guys. Only you can choose your path. Only you can decide what you want to be and who you want to be a part of your life. These decisions should not be taken lightly, as they are in turn what will determine the kind of person you will be. We honor you and your accomplishments tonight. Be proud, carry your head high, and don't stop until you've reached your dreams. At this time, it's an honor for me to introduce to you our high school guest speaker, Raquel Coburn. She is a senior from Sprague High School and a member of the Klamath and Blackfeet tribes. Please welcome Raquel.
Hi everybody, I'm Raquel Coburn. I'm just going to give a speech that I wrote about how Indian education has helped me and how it helped me get here to this day. Indian education works hard to keep the spirit alive in our school district. Cultural activities and cultural awareness events have helped inform our community about the importance of Native American culture while also teaching students more about their heritage. I began attending Indian education events when I was in the 3rd grade. I learned a tremendous amount about my culture through storytelling, arts and crafts, and educational games. I have also greatly benefited from Indian Education Study Hall. For the past 3 years, I have been tutored in math by Gerald Turner, a teacher at West Salem High School. He has guided me through the most difficult topics, including AP Calculus. Indian education and Mr. Turner have helped me understand high-level math while making it interesting and very fun to learn about. I cannot thank Indian education enough for how much they have helped me through my education. I have encouraged others to attend Indian education family nights and their study hall whenever they can. Indian education has made an impact on the community by keeping the spirit alive in their students and by informing the community about our heritage, whether it has had positive or negative effects on Native Americans. Assimilation, for example, is one of the key words read in American history books when researching Native Americans today. In the past, the United States government spent countless years trying to erase our Native American culture, our languages, and our most valuable possession, our spirit. Through trickery, misinformation, and pure greed, individual Indian money accounts were pilfered and entire tribes and lands terminated. Fortunately, assimilation efforts failed, and the Native American spirit lived on in a couple of local Native Americans, Joseph Coburn and Dolores Pixley, both graduated in Salem, Oregon. Joseph Coburn, my grandfather and member of the Klamath tribe, saw his tribe terminated in 1954 and their timber-rich tribal lands taken. He did not accept this decision and worked tirelessly through the 1970s and 1980s, testifying before Congress and devoting himself to restoring his tribe. Finally, in 1986, the Klamath tribes were restored. The Siletz, like the Klamath, also saw their tribe terminated in the 1950s. Dolores Pixley of the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians of Oregon has been tribal chairman for more than 32 years. Chairman Pixley was part of the effort that successfully reversed federal termination in 1977. She has served on the Siletz Tribal Council from 1975 to 1979 and has continuously served from 1983 to today. Altogether, she has served a total of 38 years on the council. Chairman Pixley has been avidly involved in tribal affairs, Indian services, and has even testified before Congress numerous times in order to eliminate various issues that affect tribes all over the country. Fortunately, efforts like those of Joseph Coburn and Dolores Pixley have prevented others from forgetting how important Native culture is. Our efforts and Indian education's efforts have prevented the elimination of our culture. It is extremely important for the graduates here today to pass on our tribal knowledge to future generations and become leaders in their community in order to keep the Native spirit alive. In the words of Dolores Pixley, be good students, listen to parents and those you admire. Stay in school, don't be a follower, don't be a user. Ask for help when you need it and know that you can be anything you want to be. We must never forget who we are. The spirit must live on. Thank you.
Thank you, Raquel. Please welcome our college guest speaker, William Lomer, a freshman of Willamette University and a member of the Inupiat tribe. Hopefully I didn't butcher that.
Works. No? Okay. First off, I'd like to say thank you. I am deeply humbled to stand in front of you and in front of our graduates. They are completing one of many milestones, and at this time, everybody knows that these milestones come quickly. Many of you are turning 18 soon or already have. Please vote. Graduating is also another milestone that you will always forever look upon with hopefully good memories. Another one would be 21. Everybody knows why. We're not going to go there, though. So I'm going to make this somewhat interactive. Students, graduates, will you please close your eyes? And this is not a hypnotist, so don't worry about that. All right, so how many of you feel lost, unsure, or anxious of the future? Please raise your hands. Thank you. You may open your eyes now. Audience, please close your eyes. Please raise your hand if you remember those same emotions when you were turning 18 and soon to graduate. Do you graduates see all those hands? This is to show you that you are not alone. We have all been in your shoes and have gone through exactly what you're feeling. Audience, you may open your eyes again. Some of you look like you have everything together, even though it may be by the thin threads of your ripped, skinny jeans. But on a more serious note, for those of you who are going to college, and those of you who are soon to embark upon your next professional journey, I would like to talk about impostor syndrome for a moment. As a freshman at Willamette, and being 30, actually 31 now, I'm getting older, I personally have experienced this, and I want you to know that you're not alone. Impostor syndrome is a psychological term referring to a pattern of behavior where people doubt their accomplishments and often internalize fear of being exposed as a fraud. And I would like you to know you're not alone if you experience that. You are here for a reason, and you have accomplished everything on your own and with the help of others. You belong and you are worthy, so please don't give up. I know this. I went through this last semester. I wasn't sure I felt like I actually belonged. But I want you to know, in your next step, people are there for you, and they fought for you to be there. You do belong. I hope to be a liaison today, because I want you to know that when you embark on your next journey, that I hope you find your group, your tribe. Find a group, whether it be in school or your job, and cling to them, because they will help you get through this next step in life. If you ask a question, other people have the same question. They just didn't ask it. You're not the first or the last or the only person to feel like this. So, parents, please remember that your children may act like they know what they're doing, and that is only because they do not want to let you down. Students, graduates, please, please, please ask. If it's not your parents, ask your friends' parents. Ask your neighbor, a teacher, a principal, anyone that you look up to. Because you are worthy, you are worth it, and people have fought for you to be here. Congratulations, you made it.
Raquel, can I have you come back up? We missed you in gifting you. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Raquel. We appreciate it. You've done a great job. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Shondine Garcia. Shondine is Chicana and Laguna Pueblo from New Mexico and has lived in Oregon for 15 years. She has worked for over 20 years as a teacher, as a public school administrator, researcher, a policy analyst, Indigenous education leader, and as a consultant. She has a bachelor's degree from Yale University in English with a specialization in education, a master's degree in educational leadership, and a PhD in Critical and Sociocultural Studies in Education from the University of Oregon. Shondine has a large extended family, including high school and elementary age children, 59 first cousins, and 19 aunts and uncles. She served as the Deputy Director of Policy and Research at Oregon's Chief Education Office, where she helped develop a research agenda driven by culturally appropriate practices and indigenous methodologies for improving key educational outcomes. She served as the Director of Teach Oregon at the Chalkboard Project, leading initiatives to diversify the educator workforce and improve teacher-educator systems. With funding from Meyer Memorial Trust, she facilitates Oregon's statewide American Indian, Alaskan Native educational professional learning community. Shondine, if you'll please come to the stage.
Kowatsi, Tehename Shondine, Tsena Hanusta. Hi, my name is Shondine Garcia. I am Laguna Pueblo and Chicana from New Mexico, and I'm of the Turkey clan. And I had the privilege and honor of being able to speak at a graduation ceremony for this group of families and community a couple years ago, and that was when I was still learning my language. And I let everybody know, and my aunts always require that I tell everybody how badly I mess up every time I try to say the name of my clan. When I say Tsina, it's Turkey clan, and it's exactly as our previous speaker a little bit before told us. It's about connecting ourselves and reminding ourselves of our family and our ancestors. But when you say it wrong, you actually say, I'm a Turkey person, not of the Turkey clan. I've said it wrong many, many times. Thank you so much for having me here today. I have been hosted at all the 9 nations across Oregon and in Indian country among various indigenous communities and people's homes and events and ceremonies. And I have to say, Indian country in Oregon, it's just embodied with love and community and family. So thank you so much. As I sat down a couple weeks ago to think about what I was going to say, I decided to list how many graduations I had been to in my past. As you heard in my introduction, I have over 50 first cousins, over 19 aunts and uncles. I stopped writing down how many graduations I had been to when I got to 40. And then I started writing down all of the topics that I heard from the graduation speakers, hoping to inspire something so that you all wouldn't fall asleep while I was talking. And I went and pulled out the scrapbook of the announcements, and I remembered a lot of the speeches from all of the announcements in the programs. And I would say 90% of them had this really dramatic and really corny message about reaching for the stars. Now, it's your graduation, so it should be really dramatic. There's a lot of drama happening. We're graduating. And it should be a little corny because we're wanting to tug at our heartstrings a little bit and connect to this huge occasion that Will talked about so beautifully. But why reaching for the stars? Why is that such an important message that comes up again and again? So I thought I would think about it. Humans have been looking to the sky for many years, asking some of our biggest questions, wanting some of the biggest answers. So what is it up there that we're looking for? Now I want to be clear. I'm not really good at science. I'm no astrophysicist. Probably can't even spell it if I tried. I'm no astronomer, but I did a little bit of research. So we're gonna get a tiny science lesson. All of you, I'm assuming, know what gravity is. It's what holds the universe together. The moon stays in orbit around the Earth because gravity holds it there. The Earth and other planets around the sun for the same reason. The sun and the Milky Way and so on. Scientists know how to measure the gravity of something based on its mass and density. The bigger and denser a thing is, the stronger the gravitational pull. It's general science knowledge. It's as far as my science knowledge gets me. Here's the thing, though. Those scientists, with all of their calculations and all of their equations, can only account for 15% of all the mass that they can see in the galaxy. 15%. That means that 85% of the gravity that's holding the Milky Way together has no known origin. It's unknown, and unseeable. It's a phenomena that's been befuddling scientists for a long time. It reflects no light that would allow us to see it, but astronomers trained in European-based astronomy, trained, believe it's there. They can't see it, but they can measure it. They even named it without even knowing what it was. They call it dark matter. They don't know if it's a chemical reaction happening on some huge grand scale, or like a gravitational pull from some other universe, or little green monsters with laser guns. They just don't know. From scientists like Copernicus, to Kepler, to Einstein, these scientists have been trying to tell an origin story to explain how the universe works and why it looks like they think it does. Despite everything, they cannot explain that 85%. Now, I'm going to make my point for two reasons. One, you're here for a commencement ceremony, not a science lesson. Two, that's really the limit of my science. The scientists I'm describing are asking functionally existential questions. That is, they're trying to answer the question of who they are and where they come from. One of the reasons they have to ask that question is because in many ways they've lost sight of who they are and where they come from. As Indigenous people, when we face those questions, we're actually blessed with better answers. This is a graduation ceremony. You sit here today as the success stories of your ancestors. Looking back through generations, they can call on a lineage of survivors whose hopes and dreams and work are represented in our graduates today. They're contributors today also. The world is better, kinder, more whole, more just because of their daily contributions to this world. They're beyond the hopes of tomorrow. They're the carriers of tradition and history. More than the potential, more than the promise, more than the possible, the probable. And as an educator, as a researcher, as an Indigenous woman, part of my job is to straddle this educational world controlled by just ugliness of racism and oppression and erasure of Indigenous communities. I have to work with communities to dismantle and to shift and to mold this world, this education system, into a place more just, more worthy, more sustainable for Indigenous students. And it's really hard. And after many years, I think I'm only now beginning to understand it. But this I know to be true. Those scientists are not my guides. I have two guides, my ancestors and the graduates behind me. Both remind me daily that our charge is not to look for the stars and find where we come from, but to heal ourselves from the paths of hate and racism and oppression and those constant messages about dropout rates and alcoholism and suicide, and to breathe love and sovereignty and survivance into one another. Sovereignty and survivance are big words, and they're big concepts, but not words and concepts that we should be afraid of, nor words and concepts that are far away from us. Sovereignty is our inherent right to determine our future and to be in right relation with the world around us and the earth beneath us. We look to our friends, we look to our next steps, we look to our family, and we root ourselves in the responsibility of self and community to determine our future. That's what sovereignty is. That's our right. Survivance, Gerald Visner, an Anishinaabe scholar, coined this term. I love it. It's a combination of resistance and survival, survivance. He calls it an active sense of presence, a continuance of Native stories. And Native stories not as a reaction to tragedy and oppression, not about what others say about us, but stories of strength, self-determination, and purpose. Holding sovereignty and survivance tight in my heart, I don't need to look to the stars or ask you to look to the stars for a message for the graduates or for the graduates' family and community. Rather, I look to my son and I ask permission to share with you a gift of what my ancestors and he reminded me in order to help you see what sovereignty and survivance can be. I've never told this story publicly before. This is a gift to the graduates and their family, from my family and my son to yours. And it comes in 3 parts. Part 1 is his name. I got pregnant, and I tell his dad, so we need a name, you know, in general, kind of matters. My mom died when I was 6, so we had one name. We were after my mom and my sister, first name, middle name, Marcella Ann. We didn't have another name. And so I tell his dad, you know, we should start thinking about a name around like month 3 or 4. He's like, yeah, we've got time. Month 4 or 5. We really need to start thinking about a name. We've got time. Month 5, month 6, month 7, month 8. You know, we really are getting pretty close to needing a name at some point. Month 9, 5 a.m., in the van, en route to the hospital to deliver via C-section. You know, I really feel like we need a name at this point. To which he says, yeah, we're screwed. We really need a name. I don't have a plan. Okay, so I decide to call my father. And it's back in the days when you didn't have cell phones in the cars, so we had to wait till they get to the hospital, use the hospital phone. My father in New Mexico picks it up, first ring. I said, Daddy, I'm headed to the hospital. I'm going to go into the surgery for cesarean, and we don't have another name. I'm wondering if Isaiah Luciano. Call me when he's born. Click. He didn't even have to take a breath. He didn't even have to think about that. Why I didn't call him at month 1? I needed that reminder. And my lesson for families and for graduates, lean into the people who know your name, your worth, your strength, your beauty, without ever needing to take a breath, who know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Lean into them, and you will lean into the graduates. That's part 1, his name. Part 2, his arrival. So, he was born via C-section in a hospital in Michigan. I came to in a recovery room. I woke up, dizzy, disoriented, a nurse shaking me, Isaiah's father shaking me to wake me up. They had brought Isaiah in this kind of makeshift isolate, like a makeshift mini crib, saying, your son is dying. He's probably going to die today. And we have to take him across town to another hospital because we don't have the equipment at this hospital. We don't have a NICU. We don't have a neonatal intensive care unit here. You, however, have to stay at this hospital because you just had major abdominal surgery. So you stay here, say goodbye to your kid, and he's going to be at this other hospital dying. You've met me for about 5 minutes. Guess how well that went over. So I did what any reasonable Indigenous woman would do when told they're going to take her dying child away. I broke out of the hospital. I ripped the IVs out of me, bribed a nurse to put me into a wheelchair, and had Isaiah's dad meet me around back at the freight elevator, the service elevator, and snuck out. He met me there with the engine running. Took me across town to the hospital where they have Isaiah, and the hospital did what any reasonable hospital would do, would take a woman who just had major abdominal surgery, who was starting to bleed, and rush me inside, make sure I was okay so that I could then be near my then dying son. Lesson 2, no one can keep you from your lineage. No one can keep you from what's important to you, from your family, from your purpose, from where you need to be. You fight, you push, you crawl, you claw your way. No one can keep you from that. Part 3, and then I'll finish. His survival. Every day, they brought me into a room, and they told me, this is the day that your son is going to die, and you need to prepare for that. To this day, I could describe every detail of that room. I spent the first 15 days of his life preparing for death. And that was because I had forgotten about sovereignty and survivance. I had forgotten that every day, every second, he was taking in just a sliver of oxygen because he couldn't get in enough. Just a sliver of oxygen. Every breath was a gift. We survived near cultural genocide, massive land theft, huge, deeply damaging language theft. To be here today, for Isaiah to get that sliver of breath, every moment I'd forgotten was special. Every moment you're breathing today, on average, you're about 18 years, I'm guessing, about 18 years old. The amount of breaths they've had, 151,372,800 breaths. Each one of them, a miracle and a gift. Day 15. I'm sitting next to Isaiah in his little isolate with all these tubes attached to him, and all these bells and alarms and whistles went off, and that was it. That was the moment when I knew this was the day he was going to die. He had tubes down his throat, and they were taped to his face all the way down his arm. And I remember the tape so clearly because when the tape came off, they left rectangular, like skin irritations, the size of medical tape across his arm and all the way up his face. And he was very still because he was on these really heavy, like paralytic sedative drugs because they didn't want him to move his body and expend any energy that would take away from helping him get more than that sliver of oxygen that he was able to get. So he's perfectly still, physically unable to move. On day 15, he reaches up and he grabs the tubes and he rips them out of his throat, off his face, off-taped his arm, like they ripped the tape off of his arms, and he began to breathe. Fully, on his own. We went home from the hospital 2 days later. 2 days later. Last month, he ran a half marathon at age 16. They told me, the doctors told me he was born dying. It took my ancestors through a 15-day-old baby to tell me he wasn't born dying. He was born living. He was born living. I needed that reminder. We need to work to make this world a place where we don't need those reminders. We need to push all those messages away that are between us and our ancestral knowledge. In conclusion, unless you just have natural curiosity about gravitational pull and it energizes you, we actually don't need to define and search for that other 85% of the universe. That's not our origin story, nor is it our purpose. We are here today to honor our ancestors' survival and to surround ourselves with reminders until we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that love, survivance, and sovereignty is our birthright and our connection to this earth. And not only need we not apologize, we need to live it and demand it. Class of 2019 is powerful beyond measure because their lineage before them, in them, next to them, and in front of them is strength embodied. They are that strength, and what a gift to behold. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Shondine. That was awesome. It is now time to recognize and honor our graduates. If everyone will please stand for the honor song by All Nations Drum.
Olivia Balbaneda. Olivia is affiliated with the Grand Portage Ojibwe and is from McKay High School. She is the daughter of Anna and Daniel Balbaneda and the granddaughter of Kathleen Balbaneda. People who supported her in graduating include her sister Elena, her parents Tia and Denny, and Mrs. Judd. After graduation, she plans on enlisting in the Air Force. Her advice to other students is, don't be a fool, stay in school. Olivia Balbaneda.
Wana Bithron. Wana is affiliated with the Klamath tribe and is from Early College High School. She is the daughter and granddaughter of David and Elizabeth Bithron. Wana's interests include advanced aquariums and tropical fish. After graduation, she plans on attending college. Her major is undecided, but will probably be in a helping profession. Her supporters and inspirations include her family members who encouraged her to face disadvantages, bravely, and to believe that she could stand here today. Wana Bithron. Cade Burkhardt is affiliated with the Yuki from Northern California and is from C-Tech and South Salem High School. Cade's parents are Ed and Tanya Burkhardt. Cade's supporters and inspirations include TJ Wilson, Hilda Simpson, and Gilberto Badala. Some of Cade's interests include C-Tech Auto Program, C-Tech Cosmetology, and the Barbering Program, including earning an Oregon barbering license. After graduation, Cade has multiple plans, such as fighting forest fires in the summer, then doing barbering the rest of the time. Cade Birdcart. Isabel Cervantes is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians and is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Gonzalo Cervantes and Nuna Cervantes. After graduation, she plans on attending Chemeketa Community College, then going to a 4-year university to get a science degree in biology. Isabel's advice to other students is, just do it. Even if you do not want to, just do it. Isabel Cervantes. Raquel Coburn is affiliated with the Blackfeet and Klamath tribes and is from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of Lynn and Joe Coburn, the granddaughter of Dan and Ruby Horton. She is the granddaughter of Joseph and Margaret Coburn. Raquel's inspirations and mentors include Gerald Turner from Indian Education and Brian Hatzbeiler, CAD teacher. After graduation, Raquel plans on attending Chemeketa Community College, then on to a 4-year university to get a degree in mechanical engineering. Her advice to other students is, enjoy and learn from every day that you are given. Raquel Coburn. Kylie Dalton is affiliated with the Pitt River Tribe and is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Nicole and Ron Dalton, the granddaughter of Rocky Reed and Cynthia Dalton. Kylie's inspirations and support have come from teachers Paul Golden, Mr. Ebbs, and Mr. Kirsch, also from her parents and her great-grandmother Barb Adams. Kylie's accomplishments include winning a $1,000 Dutch Brothers Scholarship and Most Improved Student junior year. After graduation, she plans on attending Central Oregon Community College, then on to a 4-year for a degree in social work. Kylie's advice to other students is, get good grades so you can get more scholarships, and work hard in school because it is worth it in the end. Kylie Dalton. Unique Eagle Pipe is affiliated with the Modoc, Klamath, and Paiute tribes and is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Waitlaw Eagle Pipe and James Ramos. She is the granddaughter of Ray Eagle Pipe and Denise Weiser, and the great-granddaughter of Wilda and Erwin Weiser. Unique spiritual advisor is Elaine Labonte. Additional mentors are Blywus and Waitla Eagle Pipe and Jesse Wright. She is interested in photography and her culture. After college, she plans to own her own stand called My Own Uniqueness. Unique's advice to other students is don't let them get to you. Everyone is out to get to you. Unique Eagle Pipe. Ilario Gonzalez is affiliated with the Blackfeet tribe and is from North Salem High School. He is the son of Raul and Kimberly Gonzalez, the grandson of Wayne Hamby and Theo Racine, and Eufernio Gonzalez Mendez and Filomena Salas Sosa. Ilario's interests and accomplishments include earning a graphic design certificate, participating in 3 theater productions, and performing in honors choir. After graduation, Ilario plans on earning a degree in criminal justice and working at the Oregon State Penitentiary. His advice to others is to make every second count. Ilario Gonzalez. Juan Gonzalez is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians and is from McNary High School. He is the son of Nikita Cole Gonzalez and Juan Gonzalez. He is the grandson of Lawana Ramirez and the grandson of Raquel Ortiz. Juan's great accomplishment this year is he is graduating 1 year early. Juan would like to recognize and thank his parents for inspiring and supporting him to get through school. After graduation, he plans to attend Western University, and Juan's advice to other students is don't procrastinate. Juan Gonzalez. Claudia Hook is affiliated with the Maua Band of Choctaw and Cree. She is from McKay High School. She is the daughter of Jeremy Hook and Jennifer Hook, the granddaughter of Polly Hopper. Her inspirations and supporters include her mother and her sister Sophie. Claudia's accomplishments and interests include being a cancer survivor. She is also involved in golfing, fishing, hiking, and car shows. After graduation, she plans on attending Corbin University and playing women's golf. Her advice to other students is to be brave, positive, get outside your comfort zone, and do not be afraid to fail. Claudia Hook. Chase Jensen is affiliated with the Cherokee Nation and is from South Salem High School. He is the son of Jenny and Damon Jensen, the grandson of Deborah Fulton. His inspiration comes from his parents and his grandmother. Chase's interests include the IB program at South Salem High School, volunteering at Salem hospitals, and performing in the South Salem High School Symphonic Choir. After graduation, he plans on attending Pacific University and pursue his dreams of becoming an optometrist. Chase's advice to other students is, don't procrastinate. Chase Jensen. Savian Johnson is affiliated with the Cherokee Nation and is from Sprague High School. He is the son of Carissa Sims and Kevin Johnson. He is the grandson of Joe Johnson. His interests include cooking. His accomplishments include earning Professional of the Month in Business and Marketing at CTEC. His mentors have included his parents and siblings. After graduation, he plans to attend a 2-year community college. His advice to other students is, Don't let an awful first year decide the next. Savian Johnson. Evan Gerardo is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians and is from Sprague High School. He is the son of Rosalie Gerardo, the grandson of Sonia Moody Gerardo and Jesus Gerardo. After graduation, Evan plans on studying for his psychology degree. His advice to other students is, when school is not so fun, just power on so you can get here like I did. Evan Gerardo. Samaya Kinsley is affiliated with the Tohono O'odham Nations and is from West Salem High School. She is the daughter of Eli Kinsley, the granddaughter of Sherry Poitra and Travis Kinsley. Samaya's supporters include her grandmother, father, and friends. After graduation, she plans on attending Haskell Nations University. Her advice to other students is, get your education, you will need it. Samaya Kinsley. Sahaley Lewis is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde and is from South Salem High School. He is the son of Donna and David Lewis, the grandson of Mary Canfield and Polly Lewis and Gary Lewis. Sahaley's supporters include his mother, his teachers, Laura Daniel, Susan Gage, and Alma Marianos. Sahaley completed 2 years of digital design at CTech and was featured at the Oregon State Music Teachers Composition Celebration for his electronic music composition titled Solo Catalyst. After graduation, Sahaley plans on attending Chemeketa Community College to explore career choices. He has been accepted in the Multimedia Arts track in the Visual Communications program at Chemeketa. Sahaley Lewis. Tristan Liebelt. Tristan is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde and is from Sprague High School. He is the son of Christine Hill and Levi and Nicole Liebelt, the grandson of Denise Haskins and great-grandson of Marilee Norwest. Tristan's supporters include his mother, Christine Hill, best friends Aaron and Aiden Myers, his older sister, Jarena, and math teacher, Zachary Kramer. After graduation, Tristan plans on being an apprentice in a trade school. His advice to other students is, don't be afraid to fail, just learn a lesson and try again. Tristan Liebelt. This next student cannot be here tonight, but asked to be acknowledged in this ceremony. Holly Logan. She is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs and is from West Salem High School. She is the daughter of Constance and Juan Maldonado. Congratulations to Holly on her successes in school. Holly Logan. Reina Lopez is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde and is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Priscilla Lopez, the granddaughter of Rolanda Brisno and Robert Schlappy. Raina's supporters include her mother, Becca Hamilton, and Roma Castaneda. After graduation, Raina plans on studying nursing at Chemeketa Community College. Her advice to other students is, the pain you are feeling cannot compare to the success that is coming. Raina Lopez. Alize Makarovitz is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians and is from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of Jared Makarovitz and Erica Bustamante. She is the granddaughter of Shane and Lodine Makarovitz. Her interests include varsity basketball. Her mentors include teacher Chris Allen for all of the tutoring he provided, Allie for motivating her, Darren for inspiring her to do better, and her grandpa Shane Makarovitz. After graduation, she plans to study psychology and sociology. Her advice to students is, get an extra notebook and write everything down. Organization is the key. Alize Makarovitz. Kylie McCarty. Kylie is affiliated with the Choctaw Nation and is from McNary High School. Kylie is the daughter of Joseph McCarty. She is the granddaughter of Edith McCarty. Kylie has been accepted into Linfield College to study nursing. Her advice to other students is, don't procrastinate. Kylie McCarty. Valerie Pakiai. Valerie is affiliated with the Northern Cheyenne Tribe of Montana and is from North Salem High School. She is the daughter of Lisa Stabler and Glenn Pakiai and Arden Stabler Sr., the granddaughter of Thornton Chavez Sr., Jeanette Chavez, Adolph Pakiai, and Berthina Yakischi. Valerie's interests include painting, theater, acting tech, photography, and helping others. Valerie has also been very actively interviewing and writing in journalism for many years. She plans on attending college for a teaching degree. Valerie's advice to other students is, education is the most powerful tool you can have to change the world. Valerie Pakiai. Brent Preston. Brent is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of the Yakima Indian Nation and is from Early College High School. He is the son of Erica Stockdale and Travis Preston. He is the grandson of Laurel Volland and Dan Stockdale and Dean and Tony Wofford. Brent wants to say, thanks to my parents, science teacher, Ms. McQuirk, and all members of the Fumono family and everyone at my school. Brent has been accepted into OSU Honors College with various scholarships to pursue a career in engineering. His advice to other students is, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Brent Preston. Tiona Racine. Tiona is affiliated with the Blackfeet Nation and is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Ronnie Racine Jr. and Jennifer Begay, the granddaughter of Bonnie Begay and Ronnie Racine Sr. Tiona's support and inspiration comes from her family. After graduation, she plans on attending Chemeketa Community College. Tiona's advice for other students is, study hard, but get your sleep so you will do well in school. Tiona Racine. Salma Ramos. Salma is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians and is from South Salem High School. She is the daughter of Angela Crane and Alicio Ramos and Jim Crane, the granddaughter of Joseph Martin and K.A. Christensen. Salma's interests include CrossFit and other activities. Salma has been offered a diversity scholarship at U of O. Salma plans on majoring in science and chemistry to be a physician's assistant. Her advice to other students is, go to class. Grades matter. Salma Ramos. Sabea Rodriguez Murray. Sabea is affiliated with the Chippewa and Cree tribes and is from South Salem High School. She is the daughter of Jared Murray and Imelda Rodriguez. She is the granddaughter of Maria and Aurora Cedeo. Her interests include dancing. Her mentors have included Imelda Garcia and Aurora Cedeo. After graduation, she plans to work and travel. Her advice to other students is, be the best you can be. Sabea Rodriguez Murray. Tama St. Odge is affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians and is from South Salem High School. She is the daughter of Leith Brant St. Odge and Tansy Paschal, the granddaughter of Sharon Mason. Tama's support and inspiration comes from her mother Tansy and her friends, mentors, teachers, and counselors. Tama's interests include being an avid for 7 years, watching Korean drama, and playing the trumpet. She has been accepted into several universities, but is looking at Willamette University, Oregon State, or Western Oregon. Tama's academic interests include nursing, nutrition, and climate change. Her advice to other students is, do your work even when you do not feel like it. Tama St. Onge. Jessica Winning is affiliated with the Choctaw Nation and is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Carla and Trevor Winning. She is the granddaughter of Billy Sue Ammons and the great-granddaughter of Jessie Marie Ammons. Jessica's interests include dancing for 15 years and community service. She has also been an avid. Her inspiration and support comes from family, avid teachers Elizabeth Saunis, Derek Handley, and Jordan Keeker. Her dance teachers Haley and Hannah Hawks and Lauren Yamaguchi have also been inspirational to her. Also, she would like to recognize her boyfriend, Aiden Aratola, for supporting her. After graduation, Jessica plans on selecting one of several universities where she has already been accepted. Her advice to other students is, your drive and work ethic are very important to a successful future. Jessica Winning. Krissa Dakota Wilkie is affiliated with the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa and Klamath tribes. She is from West Salem High School. She is the daughter of Chris Wilkie and Pam Moore, the granddaughter of Skip and Millie Moore and Mike Wilkie and Mary Poitra. Chris's interests include missionary work in Mexico, West Salem High School golf team, and a blood drive coordinator with the American Red Cross. Her mentors include Mr. Ackerman, her art teacher, and Mr. Tiffin, her health teacher, and her parents. After graduation, Chrissa plans on attending Portland State University. Chris's advice to other students is, work hard, have a good attitude, and keep a focus on your future. Chrissa Dakota Wilkie. I proudly present to you Indian Education's graduating class of 2019.
All right, thank you, everybody. If we could go ahead and have the graduates stand up one more time and give them one huge applause for their accomplishment today. All right, thank you, everybody. This is a huge, significant accomplishment, one we are very proud of, each and every one of them. As a reminder, the stoles and beaded feathers gifted to them tonight may be worn during their traditional high school commencement. We want to make sure everybody is aware of that. Again, congratulations to our class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please stand one last time, if you're not still standing already, as John will give us a closing prayer, retirement of the flags, and departure of our graduates.
Again, congratulations, class of 2019. What a blessing you are to each and every one, especially to your families and your friends. We were going to partake in food following the commencements here, and so we want to add an offering, a blessing to. So our Sakalahi Taiwawa, Creator, Heavenly Father, we thank you for the food that we are about to receive. We thank you for the nourishment that it gives us as we share this food together, to share the memories, to share the good times. We just appreciate each and every one of our young ladies and gentlemen here too, about their stories and their advice to each and every, to the students who are coming before them, or coming after them, actually. Words that already from our young ones, wise advice. So in this, we thank you for the nourishment that you give us, and to share amongst each other. Our blessings to our veterans and to our elders, and to each and every one of you, your families, grandparents, aunties and uncles, moms and dads, brothers and sisters, and the extended families who have all come here today to witness an accomplishment. I pray a blessing upon each and every one of you for your future as you grow wiser each and every day. I love the words about not being able to make mistakes, as we know through mistakes that we learn. And each and every day as we learn, we grow. So in this, my blessings upon you and each and every one for a beautiful future. In our Heavenly Father's name, amen.
Okay, if you'll please remain standing as the students and our color guard depart the floor. Once again, I'd like to thank John for our prayer, our color guard, and of course, All Nations Drum. We will close our celebration this evening with an intertribal dance with the students from our Indian education program. Please feel free to sit down. All dancers may come to the stage at this time. We're going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves.
I'm Tobin Waller.
I'm Brianna Waller.
I'm Avery. I'm Denise. I'm Leila Sandoval. Mom, I love you. I'm Nina.
right, ladies and gentlemen, what a good job these kids did. It's very pretty bold for them to get up here and do that for one more round, please. All right, this will conclude our 2019 Indian Education graduation ceremony. Again, I'd like to congratulate all our graduates this year.